Hey friends, so today we are going to be drawing a line landscape. We are going to need a pencil and then something to trace with later, like a black Sharpie, or you could also trace with a black crayon or a black colored pencil. So let's get started. On the bottom of our paper, we're going to start out with a curvy line. And then I'm going to repeat that line 2 more times. I'm going to leave a little space in between the lines, but I don't want those lines to touch. And then one more. Again, leaving a little space, but not letting those lines overlap. Okay? And anytime during this video, if you need to pause to catch up, pause it at any time. And then when you are caught up, you can just hit play and keep following along. So the next type of line I'm going to draw is a wavy line. So I'm going to leave a little space again. And wavy lines go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down all the way across your paper. And I'm going to do 2 more of those as well. So 3 total wavy lines. And one more. Okay, so now we are going to draw where the land and the water meet. So we're just going to draw a straight line from left to right. And if it's not perfectly straight, that is okay. Not a big deal. Because land's not perfectly straight anyways most of the time. Okay, now that we have our straight line, above the straight line, we're going to leave about at least 1.5 inches of space, about 2 fingers width worth. And I'm going to do a curvy line like I did for my water, but these are going to be the leaves on our tree. And I'll show you how we're going to make trees here in a minute. So after you are done with that line, you're going to do the same line, but you're going to flip it the opposite way. So your points are going to go down. So it's going to be almost like more like a rainbow line instead of a smiley face line. So I'm going to go down, up. So right now that might look like fluffy clouds a little bit, but we are going to make it look like trees. So what I'm going to do now to make it look like trees is I'm going to add vertical lines across my paper for tree trunks. Leave a little space, draw another one. I'm going to do that across my tree line here. And if you want to add some little details for branches, you could do some Y lines coming off of those tree trunks. Okay. You also could add some curved line details to make your tree leaves look a little fluffier. So I'm going to put some little C's and some little backward C's or curved lines here, and spread those around. Just add some texture to those trees. And again, if you need to pause at any time to catch up, please do. And then just hit play when you're ready for the next step. Okay friends, next step we are going to use a zigzag line to create some mountains in our background. So far we have some water, we have our tree line here, and now we're going to make some mountains in our background. So I'm going to start on the side of my paper, and I'm going to make a zigzag line. I'm going to go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Now, depending on how much room you have, you're going to try to leave some space on the top of your paper. So you don't want your zigzag to go all the way up to the top. You want to leave some space. And you'll also notice that I did some tall and some short. You can do that if you want to, or you can do them all the same size. That's fine. Now, if you want your mountains to look like they have snow caps on top of them, you could do a zigzag line again, but do some smaller zigzags this time. And put a little zigzag on top of those points to make it look like there might be snow way on top of those mountains. Drawing here is we are going to draw a sun and some clouds. Now, depending on how much space you have, might depend on how many clouds you add, or if you want to add a sunset or something in the background, you don't necessarily have to put clouds, but I'm going to show you how to. So your sun, you could have peeking out from behind the mountains if you wanted to. You could have it up high in the sky. That is up to you. So pick a spot. I think I'm going to draw mine kind of peeking out from behind the mountains here. And then if you want to make some clouds up in the sky, it's going to be similar to how we did our tree leaves here. I'm going to do some curvy lines. And maybe I have this cloud going kind of off the edge here. I'm gonna add the little curves to make it look like a fluffy cloud. And then maybe I'll do one more, a curvy line shape. Going off the edge of my paper. A couple curves in there. Okay, so once you have your drawing the way you want it in pencil, you can always go back and change some things if you need to. And after you get just right, then it is going to be time to trace. So you can trace, like I said, with Sharpie if you have one, and if you don't have one, a black crayon or a black colored pencil. So here we go. Okay friends, a little pro tip here for you. Sometimes when you're tracing, you miss your line a little bit, and that is fine. But what you can do to make that look better after you're done tracing is take your eraser and just erase any of those extra lines that you might not have got right on when you were tracing with your crayon or your Sharpie or your colored pencil. Not a big deal, just erase those little lines. And then it looked like you got it right the first time. Hey friends, I hope you had a great time drawing with me today and also took some time to add color. I use crayon on mine, but you could use crayon, colored pencil, or marker, whatever you have available to you. And you do not have to color yours like I did. You can choose whatever colors you want. I just want you to try to color it as neatly as you can. Now, when you are done, go ahead and take a picture of your drawing. You can send it to me on Google Classroom, or you can also email it to me. Just make sure if you email it to me, you still mark your assignment as done on Google Classroom. And just put a quick comment on there that says emailed. That way I know to check my email instead of checking that you've finished this on Google Classroom, okay? If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you guys had a great time, and I look forward to seeing your lion landscapes. Bye, guys.